Hi everyone, welcome to What's the Stitch podcast. My name is Izzy. I am a designer and artist and founder of the sustainable brand Isaboko. This is an amazing episode with my nearly lifelong friend Rene, who went to Parsons with me, was on Project Runway Junior with me, who literally got me my first industry job. He is also known for being one of Azealia Banks's go-to designers. So we're going to talk all the drama and everything and give you some insights into styling polls, working with celebrities, and being an emerging designer. This episode contains lots of swear words, so don't listen to it with kids unless you're cool with that. Okay, let's go. So what's the stitch? Okay, wait, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Your name is Rene Gutierrez.
I mean, you're pronouncing it better than me, but yes.
Oh, do you have a middle name?
Gabriel.
Gabrielle. Oh, that's gorgeous. Okay, you're from Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
We met at summer camp when we were teenagers, when we were horny teenagers.
Very much so.
Okay, if you're tuning in and you remember Rene and me from Project Runway Junior Season 2, now canceled.
I mean, it was canceled right after us.
Canceled in 2017. Well, then it'd be good for you to know that we're actually lovely friends and we stayed friends through college and now into our professional careers. And Rene got me my fabulous first real-time industry gig. And it was such a great experience and I learned 10 million things and I can't thank you enough. So here you are as my primary main podcast guest. I think this is gonna be the first episode because I'm gonna post about it on the Project Runway Junior or the Project Runway Reddit and get everyone to come in and just flood the page.
Oh, so I'm your clickbait.
Yeah, you're definitely my clickbait.
I'm your clickbait. I'm ready for it. Okay.
Let's just dive into really quickly the Project Runway Junior drama.
Oh, I mean, was there drama?
Okay, have you been on a podcast before?
I've never been on
a podcast. Oh my
God,
before. I feel like anyone would ask you about this. Okay, so what did you think about that experience? This is such a unique experience, by the way, that only 25 kids in the world had.
I mean, for Project Runway specifically, I mean, there's other kids baking shows and shit like that.
But I think they were treated way better than us.
It was difficult because we were labor, but we were not paid. And then I think the mental toll, but I think it's across the board for any children reality show where it's a competition because you're putting this immense amount of pressure on people whose frontal cortexes aren't even fully developed, not even close. It's a whole decade before most of us even had a fully developed brain. I
just remember feeling so insecure, wanting to please the judges so badly, and I didn't really understand what I was doing. I was just what can I do to please the judges? I mean, you didn't feel that way though. You knew who you were.
I think I knew who I was, and I knew what the game was basically when I was going home though. So I didn't really know what was gonna please them because I pleased them very early on.
You please us, Rene.
I mean, I was top 3 the first episode, so not to toot my own horn.
We were there together. Do you remember that?
We were there together, and
do you remember standing on that stage?
Yeah, it was
for hours and hours.
Oh God, it was a rush, but then to have my trajectory just trickle down immediately. It was.
You did not peak there though. You were such an amazing
No,
industry.
I know I didn't peak
and
there.
I feel like you always joke that you did, but no, you did not. Or who jokes that they do? Chris always jokes that they peaked there, which is so weird.
I don't think I peaked on Project Runway. I think I like to joke that physically I peaked when I was
when
16.
When you're 17. Oh my God. And your gorgeous legs in the picture.
That's all I ever really joke about because I mean I don't think that breadth of work really is a good example of the potential that I had because
you're a teenager.
You're a teenager. Did not know how to sew for jack shit, honestly. I would say that was the first thing. I think looking back, I know that I wasn't cast for my talents. I was cast for my physical attributes is
Definitely.
What I will say.
No, I feel like you were really talented. I disagree with you about that. Did you know at the time that Harvey Weinstein was the producer? Obviously we didn't because we didn't know who.
We had no clue.
Who is that man?
I mean, you know who he is now.
And no, this is Rene's theory, which by the way, this is not confirmed, but I think this is a fabulous theory that the reason season 3 was apparently supposed to happen and it got canceled because that's when the Me Too movement happened.
Oh, for sure.
Led by accusations of Harvey Weinstein.
You couldn't have that attached to a children's show at the end of the day. So they put the regular season on an indefinite pause, which they did bring back, but it was immediately it was third rail for a children's show to be affiliated. I think I watched Project Runway the real season when I was 8 or 9, and I would watch it like, you know, very stealth. Like I wouldn't let anybody know because like I was like very like scared of like the things I consumed.
I
And, like,
never
how they
knew
would
that
affect
you
me.
did that. I never knew that you watched it in stealth because I also watched it in stealth, but for a different reason. I watched it in stealth because my parents were very conservative, so I'd watch it like when I was alone folding the laundry like in our basement when my parents weren't home. But you would watch it because you'd watch it in stealth because you don't want people to know you were queer.
Well, like I mean, I didn't have a word for it, but yes, like I think that like there was just like definitely.
Did you love it? Were you like, that's so amazing?
There was like just like experience in my life where I was like, you know, you just don't want to enjoy these things because like they make you different at the end of the day, and like this is like what people keep telling you like makes you like fucking weird, and I was just like, fuck, I just want to like it so bad.
No, and that's why it's like actually so beautiful. Like even though we have all this like now childhood trauma from it, it's like it did inspire like now 10 years of or 15 years of young kids who loved fashion to like pursue fashion design. Okay, is there anything else you want to say about Project Runway Jr.?
Project Runway Jr. To like just be like just completely like on point, like and just talk like to be concise. Children should never be on a reality TV show.
Totally agree. It should be illegal.
Was just like the immense amount of pressure. It was very intense. I think that children do not have like the mental capacity to handle that amount of stress because half of the kids that got eliminated had like absolute
mentee bees
right after they got eliminated.
Oh, that's so sad.
And to think that they're doing that for free.
I know. No, we were paid $40 a day per diem to get a little sandwich.
That's not payment. Per diem is for incidentals.
Right. I'm trying to think of my closing remarks of it. You know, I almost considered quitting fashion afterwards because I was so burnt out and so sad and so like insecure, and the high of like being on this national show and then going back to like, oh, I'm a regular person again felt really, really fucking bad. And so I had to like rebuild my entire like confidence after that. Did you experience that at all?
No, I think luckily I didn't make it to top 4. I think that like, you know, it's a blessing and a curse in the same like avenue because like you got so close to like having your goal. Like I was eliminated like a third in, so I think that I didn't like the dream was gone already, like when basically, but like your dream like continued way longer and you were a little bit younger than me, so like your perception of like I almost had this thing like probably in my personal opinion probably felt like way more significant. I knew that like I wasn't going to get it at the end of the day, and like I didn't have to wait like, you know, an entire like 2 months after you like get sent home to like make your collection and stuff, and then to be told that your collection isn't good enough after making like an entire like breadth of work, which is way more intense. Also like since I was already like a little bit older, I was already applying to colleges, so like I already knew what my trajectory was after, which I did not apply to FITM at all, which that was
rescued me. Like not winning rescued my life and my career.
I was not going to go to FITM, and I remember my exit interview, like they were like, so what's next? And I was like, well, I'm going to apply to colleges. I'm going to apply to Parsons, Pratt, and FIT. And I did not mention FITM at all because I was like, you're not going to get that soundbite from me.
I'm dead. I also told them that I wasn't going to apply to FITM, and I feel like that maybe is a reason that I didn't win. But it's fine. And also, Chelsea and Maya, both of the winners, are now like graphic designers. I don't even think they work in fashion anymore. Maybe they work in fashion with graphics.
I think Maya, well, she actually didn't even go to FITM at all. Like she went to Parsons,
so
Paris.
Iconic.
I know that's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. I know she went to Parsons, Paris. Like I saw her like post about it and talk about it.
Now she's living in Italy.
And I don't quite know where she lives, but like, you know, I still think she exists in the fashion space. I have no clue what Chelsea does. Like Chelsea is
she's off the radar.
She's off the radar.
Which
like,
go off for her. That's so cool.
I'm like very happy she won because like she basically was like a teen genius. Like she immediately got her like GED. Like she was like 15, 16, got her GED, went to FITM for 2 years, and it was like,
bye,
like, fuck off, America. Like I'm gonna go like live my life. And I think she's
in London or something.
Yeah, she's such a stunning baddie. Like
I would love to interview both of you. If you see this, like please reach out to me. I would love to interview you.
Oh god, no, I would love to chat with Chelsea. Me and Chelsea really connected when we were actually on the show. Like she would give me the tea after every elimination.
I'm so dead. Like that's great. I was like really good with Chelsea, but I feel like you guys were a little closer.
Yeah,
that's so good. It was quite fun, honestly. I still feel really like connected to people. I had a fabulous Parsons experience. That being said, I'm coming from a very small non-artistic creative town, so I was very creatively liberated. What was the best part about Parsons? And then we'll talk about what the worst part was.
I mean, I would say that you're not good. The thing is, I do not recommend I'm going to say this from the beginning. I do not recommend a 4-year degree from Parsons. I would recommend, if you're doing fashion, just to do the associate's program. I do not think you need to do a full 4 years there. But that's just like, to get that out of the way. The best part of Parsons was the professors and like how they
so
changed your
true.
mind about how to think about design and how to think about like just like the surface level of design. Like they want you to get deeper / like cut things better / like know your references. I think that was the inherently the best like advice I got from them, is that like, you know, you're never not going to be referencing something, but like know that you're referencing something. And so like you need to do your research and you need to like think about it further than just like this looks good on the body.
And what you mentioned earlier about like you go to Parsons to become a genius designer, that's so true. I feel like I'm a genius designer. I feel like you're a genius designer. I feel like so many of our peers are genius designers. Like they teach you in a way that is so creatively motivating and inspiring for you to build out your own world of design, which is really a special thing that we obviously like don't really value that much, because then we have to go work in the industry and like fill these roles and like not use that. But I think that that is a really special thing.
Yeah.
Okay, worst stuff. Major, like it costs a lot of money to go there.
I think that also my biggest qualm with Parsons is that they don't have good avenues of displaying their product of like their students.
Like they should like get their students into these like design houses,
They
like
should be,
in Europe.
They should be getting their students into the design houses.
Well, do you think it's like almost a reflection of American fashion, and that there's like so much more money in European fashion houses, and like American fashion is all like young upstarts and like we don't have any money?
Well, no, because I mean, there's definitely American labels that exist, but is the school actually connecting with them? Because I don't know if you've ever used the Career Resource Center, but I could tell you it does not get you anywhere.
Oh my God. You're on your own. Like
You're on
if
your
you graduate
own.
Parsons, you're on your own.
I remember going to the career fair and there was literally just like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with working retail. I've done it for many, many years. I probably did it for like 6 to 7 years of my life. But like, I don't want to see retail recruiters at a career fair
Of
for a design
graduates.
school, for graduates. Like,
Yeah.
what is the point here? Like, I don't even want you there for the students that are like there. I want you to only have internships and like real experience that like will influence them to like be able to get a better job, not just working retail. Because what is the point of you being there? Because them working retail has no connection to them ever working in the corporate like fashion like monster.
That's so real, and that's actually fabulous feedback. I hope that someone sees that and takes that into account. Yeah, I feel like I mean, I was really involved with the student body, and I was really involved with like extracurriculars and like winning the scholarships and like doing the thing, and even like literally being as committed as you possibly can. Like I still felt like once I graduated, I was like, oh, that's definitely gonna lead me somewhere. No, like I got my first industry job through a friend. Like that, like so crazy.
Yeah, because I mean, you have to have somebody vouch for you. I was very like adamant. I was like, look, I mean, I told you, I was like, if I'm gonna refer you, you cannot make me look stupid. And I was like, that's the number one rule. I was like, I never want to recommend somebody that was like unprepared, which I knew that you had the capabilities, but I wasn't sure like how professional of the capabilities, like, you know, not that you're not professional, but like when it comes to like industry standards of professionality of like making whatever you made, like was it going to adhere to like the standard? I was unsure of, but you know, it worked out for the most part.
Yeah, I'm really happy. I mean, I feel like I left on really good terms, but and now I'm looking for what's next and how I'm going to be financially sustainable again, because I thought my brand would take off and still.
Well, right now I mean, I don't
month.
think that that's a really good like testament right now, because like truthfully, you're in the winter, like nobody's buying anything right now.
Yeah.
Like
no one's buying my summer spring jackets.
Well, like the market crashes like for fashion like after Christmas, and then it doesn't pick back up until like basically like right before spring break. So there's always like a dark 2.5 months for most people, unless everything you have is on sale.
Not me.
Not
Could
you.
never be me.
But anything like other things that are bad with Parsons. I mean, I had a very jaded experience because I was a COVID graduate, and so
that sucks.
and so. But like even so that was one thing, to like be paid, like to be charged the full price of the school without like really, you know, the full facility access, and without like anything to like show except for like a kind of a shitty wonky website to like display your work on at the end of the day.
But you had a beautiful collection.
Yeah,
that was like so
but there was no way to like
fabulous.
present it. Like I just like, you know, that was it. It was like, okay, well, what now? Other than that, like the tenured professors are some of the worst people you'll ever meet. And then all your professors are like struggling to like maintain like full-time work there because they like to cut them off randomly. And then there was like, you basically had to go for like an entire year and a half, or like half the time like the teachers are on strike. So like I don't.
That's true. The longest strike in American college history, or something like that. Tell me about like what bitch jeans is and like where it came from and like where it's going.
I don't know where it's going right now, but so the inception of Bitch Jeans was that whenever I was at Parsons, I think it was my sophomore year, we were supposed to like, we were forced to do like sustainability and stuff like that, which is not a bad thing. It just like wasn't a thing that like I think that they could implement like in a comprehensive way. But that being said, I went to Fab Scrap and like had a volunteer, and then I just like got a whole bunch of like wash legs, which are from like denim houses. They like have like panels of legs that are all like this different washes from that denim.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what to do.
Sustainable queen.
Yeah. And so basically one of our projects, it was just like kind of reduce, reuse, recycle aspects. And then I started to make clothes out of recycled denim, and then from there it just kind of continued to spiral until like junior year. I started to, think about Bitch Jeans as like my thesis, like preemptively, and like this is like probably what I want to pursue whenever it comes to my thesis. And basically, like I was like, let's learn how to make bags, let's learn how to make shoes, like let's understand how
to make gorgeous corsets,
but also just like understand how to make a product, like every product that exists within a brand.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was like how I pursued my thesis. And so my entire thesis was Bitch Jeans, and it was really sexy, really
that's kind
fun,
of vulgar.
Yeah.
But that's like the least vulgar that you get.
Well,
like out of
no.
your 4 options, weren't your options like cunt, like slut, bitch, and whore or something?
Yeah. Well,
I remember that so vividly. You telling me that.
Yeah,
I was
so
like, bitch is definitely the best.
Yeah, when I was like creating like jackards, that's what they're called, jackards. I think the back tag of like jackards are like the back tag, and I'm probably saying this wrong, but the back tag of your jeans like has a name, and I can't quite remember it right now. But essentially, like I was playing with like embossing those tags on like raw leather. And so I had a couple different ones. It was cunt jeans, it was cunt jeans, slut jeans, I want to say whore jeans, and there was definitely the FAG jeans, and then bitch jeans.
The FAG.
Bitch jeans was the least vulgar.
So true, so true.
But if you like basically only use like the first letter of bitch jeans, like it's
BJ.
It's BJ. So it all works out.
Yeah, this is really the brand identity. This is like the girl that wears bitch jeans like loves this and is totally fine with that.
And it's like crazy to think that was like 5 years ago, or like 5-6 years ago, that like that all happened, and like that was like my mindset, because like I think it's still something that I definitely live by. It's like the person who's wearing it, and that was like the entire identity, is like the person that wears it like wants to be like a little vulgar, but they want clothes that like maybe they don't,
but like high class.
Yeah, high class. I mean the jeans itself, like hypothetically, would have to cost like $1,000, like
easy.
But it was like never really like I was thinking about like a young girl woman wearing it. I always think about like a 35 to like 48-year-old woman wearing it, that like honestly she might have a kid, she might already be divorced like once, and like this is like been something that persists in like my design. Like I'm like, no, like these women are like, honestly,
these are real women.
These are real women. They have money. Honestly, they're sometimes probably hotter because like they know who they are. Like the confidence is there because like they've already experienced everything.
Oh, let me get there. I need to go through a divorce.
You need to go through a divorce. Maybe don't. But yeah, so after that, after graduating, I didn't know what to do with anything because it was COVID, and I was like, well, what the hell do I do with this like 13 look collection that like I have a whole video. I was like, I don't really have a platform.
And which I made the video, by the way.
Made the video, real one. Still one of the most beautiful things I think I've ever seen was their editing, and like that video like really captured the moment of like just like kind of, it was ephemeral, playful, fun, sexy.
Stop.
And
you just like last second needed someone. I was like, yeah.
I asked you way
okay, but yeah,
pretty
but
far
like,
in advance.
Yeah, but like
I didn't just like spring it on you like the weekend before.
No. But and you paid me in cowboy boots, which was like the greatest gift I could
Well, you wouldn't
ever
let me
ask
pay
for.
you any other way, I don't think.
Oh, so nice. No, I mean like it was an honor to help you, and I was like I think a sophomore or junior, so I like didn't. I needed to like do something.
Well, you were probably on a gap year entirely.
Oh yeah, I was on a gap year. Yeah,
so you had nothing to do.
Right.
And then so after like I have all this work, I didn't have anything to do with it. I was just like DMing stylists that like had worked with anybody that was like at a tier where I thought that I could like put clothes on them. And then eventually,
who did you reach out to? Do you remember? Like what like what people's stylists were you reaching out to?
I was probably reaching out to, honestly, like it's kind of a blur. It's been so long, but the one that obviously everybody knows and the one that we're going to talk about is I reached out to Azealia Banks stylist, Twink. Love you, Twink. Shout out to Twink.
Shout out Twink.
The Twink next door on Instagram, forever an icon, forever in my heart. Like really
game changer.
Changed my life. But I messaged him and then I was like, I just want to get my clothes on her, like if it's at all possible. And he responded pretty quickly and was like, yeah, like we'll do it. And sadly, none of my clothes fit her. So she got my collection and I honestly, I was like kind of devastated, but they were like, no, but we like want to keep you in mind. Like we saw the pieces and we know that like you have really great craftsmanship and that like you have really good design sense. And then I think it was probably I think it was within like the week or two after I got my stuff back that they were like, so we have like this hush hush project and like we need something in like, you know, a week and it'll be worn. We promise it'll be worn.
Great promise.
And so
that's the promise you need.
Yeah, that's the promise you need, which, you know, try to get things in writing, but like honestly in this industry it's really hard to get things in writing. And yeah, I basically cranked out like a 3 or 4 piece look that I had. I mean, I basically made it in 3 days. I had a whole entire fitting like with one of my friends that was like very, very tiny, and I was like begging. I was like, can I please come over and just put this on your body and see if it fits and how it looks? And then after that like fitting, like I basically ran over and like just like made it all in denim, like, and then got all the grommets put in, and then I just like dropped it out of like some Hyatt like hotel in like Midtown Manhattan, and just like,
you're like, bye to my week and a half of work.
Yeah, I was
like hoping and
goes.
praying it's gonna get worn.
I mean, I think with certain timelines, like people think that like, you know, you're gonna wait like, you know, at least a month to see it, and sometimes, you know, things are just like pushed forward before you even know it, and it's not communicated to you because like, I mean, you're just a
young upstart designer. Like maybe you'll get your work.
Yeah,
on this awesome.
So like once you see it like drop, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, like what is like,
it's actually happening.
It's actually happening. Like there's no way to like really like explain the emotions except for like all the butterflies. Like you just like you feel like on cloud 9, and that's like it's like the best feeling ever. And then you're just like, well, then, you know, this is my moment. Like
and it was iconic, and it like became 3 more iconic moments.
Well, it's become 3 years of iconic moments.
Okay, wait, was the first of all, let's just talk about Azealia. Like, why she is a international superstar, game changer. Like, no one is in her lane. She is in her own lane. Like, say whatever you want about her, she is completely unique, completely like irreplaceable. Like, you know, we're not going to talk. This is not Azealia hating podcast. Like, we are Azealia stans over here.
I think, to say the least, if somebody's in Azalea's lane, she's going to run them over. It's just, that's what I will say. I think that she is like one of the smartest, talented, like very much like worldly woman that I've ever met. And then like her wealth of knowledge of fashion like definitely surpasses anything that you could ever like imagine. Like her understanding and references like blows my mind, because like I'm like, okay, well, I gotta look that up now. But what was the question?
Well, okay, so let's talk about your denim thong.
Oh, the Jong.
The Jong was on the cover of, was it a single that she released?
Yeah, it's a single. Fuck 'em all night.
Fuck 'em all night.
Notoriously with Kanye West's nails.
Oh my, right, which is so fucking iconic and ballsy and edgy. Yeah. And it's like, so, no, the thing is like, she is literally like your perfect client. Like she's like your client. She's like your muse.
Yeah.
And the fact that you just like saw that and connected with that and like immediately got on that is just like so genius. And I'm like, it's like the perfect
It's really just,
thing.
You know, just like once in a lifetime moments that just like occur. Like, you know, you're just right place, like right time. And then it just like will continue to like, you know, kind of snowball. But like, it's just, was it clandestine? Like, is that the right word?
It was always gonna happen.
It was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But like, it just like we had to meet. We had to find each other.
And you did her 3 looks for her like 3-night Webster Hall.
No. I only did one.
Oh, you did one of those. Okay.
I did. So after that, she was doing a sold out, I think it was actually 4 shows at Webster Hall that were all sold out, which was really iconic. And,
so iconic.
I did the first night, which I don't know if I was supposed to be the first night, but when she saw the costume, she was like, that's the first night now. which was really great because that one I actually had to do a real fitting with her, which was like a phenomenal experience. Like I'm like, this is when I was smoking cigarettes, but I was just like outside smoking a cigarette with like her and Twink, and I was just like, I was sweating bullets, and I was like, oh God, I was like, is it really her? It was so scary. I mean, she's not a scary person. It was just
no,
like,
that's like
the entire
crazy.
like scenario of like meeting somebody that like you admire so much, and then like seeing them like basically like
embody your brand,
embody my brand, but also just like, you know, it's like be like a normal person in a way. Like, you know, it's like the Mean Girls quote, like seeing a dog walk on their hind legs. Like it's just like it doesn't feel real. Like you definitely feel like you've been like subjugated into like a different reality. And it's like, how do you pinch yourself and like be like, how many fingers do I have? Is this real?
Do you have like advice for other designers reaching out to celebrity stylists and like what they should look for, what they should like avoid?
I guess my advice would be like probably have like a decent like 5-6 page like PDF of like your work and like people you've worked with, and DM them, but also make sure to like email their business line, like their business email, because they probably all like have a team. I think that like stylists have definitely like elevated a lot in the last 5-6 years, where like they have teams representing them. So definitely like email them. It's okay to dry email people. You might not get a response, but you know,
shoot your shot,
because you know it just might happen, and
they might think about it 2 years later, like, oh,
yeah.
Who is that random designer?
Well, no, I would say that it probably happens within like it's pretty quick if it ever happens. Like they'll definitely pull things, but that wasn't like, I mean, I guess
that was a very unique situation.
It was a unique situation, but
it was a match made in heaven.
I guess, but to like go back, that's my advice. Like, you know, just have enough material, have enough pieces, definitely email them, and make it personal. Make it be like, I see myself designing for this person because like I just think that we like align for XYZ reasons. Don't ever think that like anybody is too big, because I think that if you limit yourself in that way, that's going to prevent you overall. Like, you know, kind of be ballsy and just like honestly email Beyonce's stylist. You never know.
Straight Beyonce works with upcoming designers all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like don't ever like, you know, pigeonhole yourself or put yourself in a small box, because like, you know, it could just be like a little thing that like they were like, we needed that mirror cowboy hat that came from like some girl on TikTok, and it like blew up her life.
Insane. Fabulous. Thanks, Azealia.
Love you.
Like, what are your thoughts about present day fashion sustainability in the industry, and what are your hopes and dreams for it, if you have any?
I would say that all sustainability within any major label is just greenwashing. It's all done at face value. And
because we're producing so much.
Because we're producing so much, but also like it's not done out of being genuine. It's all done out of like face and principality. It's not done out of principle. It's done out of just like, we have to have the certification so that it makes us look better. And whenever it's thought about in that way, it can never be used effectively, because you're not doing it as like a core value or for a reason that like is beyond just like having like a certification on your product.
Sad.
Yeah, it's really sad. I think like my wants, I just don't want, I think my biggest wants would be to have all products be like 100%, or requirement to have all products be 100% like one fiber.
Love that.
I think that
because people don't know that recycling is way like literally impossible if you have blended materials.
Yeah, exactly. I think that like if we were using 100% cotton, even 100% polyester, 100% nylon, 100% silk, you know, I don't think that the reason we put all these like, you know, additives was like allegedly for performance at first, but I think that we've like evolved in like our milling process to make products that have like enough versatility within like a single fiber.
Yeah, especially like wool. Like I saw this like new, have you heard of Icebreaker? They're like an athletic wear brand, and they do like all wool everything, but it's like super high quality like performance wear.
I haven't.
So I'm just like, they're like, I'm sure that there's like 20, 50, 100 other brands doing great work that we don't even know about, that like their solutions could be like scaled. Yeah, sucks. But it's all about money.
Yeah, you know, I don't think at scale, yeah, I think I would love sustainability to be more of a practice, but also like you said, that I felt that it's
yeah, sorry.
Unless you reduce the amount that you produce, like it's kind of an ineffective measure.
Okay, so and then how do you feel like your personal style and your making style intertwine? Do you feel like you would wear all of the stuff you make? Like, do you feel like that's a different girl than you? That's like an elevated version? Or like, how do you relate those two?
I think I design clothes that I would wear in drag. I wouldn't wear them like day to day because like they are restrictive and they aren't something that like I would necessarily wear when it comes to like just doing doing the dishes, but also just like walking the streets. Like I feel like I make more of a nighttime look than a daytime look.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that like my personal fashion definitely bleeds into my design style because it's always a little bit on the nose. It's a little cheeky. It's a little playful.
Yeah.
Like even with all the seriousness that comes with like, you know, rigid structure corsets and like jackets and jeans, there always has to be something that like makes you like kind of like smile. Like it gives you like a little glimmer. Like it has to be like elevated in a way, but also it exudes enough like whimsy that is on the cheek, and then that makes you like kind of giggle, laugh, and be happy.
Fab. Beautiful. Making people happy.
Yeah.
You love that?
Yeah.
You're not too super serious, like all black. What do you think about people that design in all black?
I think that people who design,
They like have sadness inside of them.
I think that people who design in all black, I don't want to be mean, but like sometimes I feel like they don't actually care about cuts.
Yeah, are they
I
just like
think
trying to
that,
build
like,
out this black world and like try to avoid color and like make it?
Well, no, it's just like it's not interesting because of the color. I think that like I just like if you're gonna be all black, like I want to see like more interesting cuts and like something that like evolves into like something that like is way more than just like kind of Rick Owens and like
Yoji Yamamoto.
Yeah, exactly. Like I just there's if that's the reason you design in black, like that's not a reason. Like we already have those designers. Like you have to give me something else.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that Prada black like is something that I like. All the products that they do in black makes sense because like they're experimenting with like, you know, texture and cut more so than like many other like people who are just like designing like Rick Owens pieces who are knocking them off and like not making anything that's even wearable on top of that.
What are your biggest pet peeves from other brands or from other designers?
I think pet peeves is like not knowing what you're referencing, which we've already talked about. But bigger than that, I think
Know what you're referencing.
Know what you're referencing, because like if you're just referencing something and like it doesn't really matter, you're just kind of making a carbon copy. It's just like it's not interesting. It'll always fall flat. And then another qualm with fashion is I think I told you about this. I feel like there's no like good diffusion brands right now of like main labels. I think that like they're all like bastardizations of like the brand itself.
It needs to be its own identity.
It definitely needs to be its own identity, but like it needs to respect itself. Like it doesn't need to be like a product that has the name slightly adjusted and like is just like pumping out like a ton of like random crap that just has a name on it. Like, and I feel like that's what all like random like diffusion brands are, because you know in the early 2000s and 90s and 80s there was two diffusion brands which were like, you know, the tier below the like the main label, but they were using like serious and real designs, or they were reflecting upon the more expensive designs and making products slightly more accessible, but like not at the cost of like just like slapping your name on it. Like your product definitely deserves respect at the end of the day, regardless if it's cheaper or not.
Yeah, like make something people want to keep.
Yeah, because like I think these are Moschino jeans, which was a diffusion label, which the Moschino jeans of today is like very like it's gone through different iterations. It was like dropped for a very long time. It's come back and it's like it's a shell of itself at the end of the day.
That's a good take. So you're working full-time for a boutique brand.
Yeah.
You are running Bitch Jeans, styling pulls, doing that world building. You are running your own fabulous social life, taking care of your dog, taking care of your partner. Well, how do you balance your work and your life?
I think that sadly, Bitch Jeans, like in reality, has taken like a backseat. I really only design for Azealia now, and I'm okay with that. I think that I have accomplished a lot that I wanted. That, you know, when I was like 15, getting my first sewing machine, that I'm living the life that I always thought I wanted, and I do want it still, and that's what I still live, and I'm very happy and very blessed. But the balance of it all is like a lot of caffeine.
The Pret a Manger monthly subscription.
Yeah, exactly.
Do I need to get on that? Like, there's literally one right downstairs.
If you work here every day, you might as well get one because it'll pay for itself.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. The coffee's mid, but like, you know, it's like unbeatable price.
5 times a day. Like, how can you beat that?
I would say that start your days early and your days just as early too. I don't think that you need to stay up throughout the night. Luckily I'm a morning person, but I definitely like advocate for waking up at 6, going to the gym, going to work, do whatever you need to do, and then eat your dinner earlier, and then you can definitely use like the last like 5 or like 4 to 5 hours of your evening to do creative things / do what you need to do. I don't think that, you know, burning yourself out of like sleeping, going out is always like effective. And that's something I really advocate for, and like definitely work out, just like whatever it is, like even if you're just like walking on the treadmill, like it's definitely going to make you feel better at the end of the day. So just developing a routine that's healthy is
that
like
is
what
so
I would say.
beautiful. And I feel like so many, especially in the fashion world, like really sacrifice that for the social life.
Yeah.
Wake up early and go to bed early is like the like fisherman's mantra, you know, the farmer's mantra. I think that's beautiful.
I don't think that you need to chase anything that's not chasing you.
Love that. That's so real.
Because like not that it's making you look desperate, is that you're basically,
you deserve better.
You deserve better.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, you deserve better. You deserve the same respect that you're giving them, and that's the biggest thing. That like if they're not respecting you and your time, then like what's the point? Like you need to find somebody else to work with, because that, I'm telling you, like if you allow that to continue and allow like that treatment to prevail, like it's gonna treat you shittier, and you're just gonna keep accepting it.
And you're gonna like lower your standards every time.
Exactly.
But when maybe the opportunities that are right for you and easy for you are like around the corner, and you're just like, you need to go in a different direction, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's fabulous. Don't let people walk all over you.
Exactly.
Yeah. What makes you say yes to a project, and what makes you say no? Do you mostly say yes, or do you mostly say no?
I think money makes me say yes. I mean, but like realistically, like I'll always say yes to Azealia. I think, but when it comes to like different projects, like sometimes I'm just like, oh, like I want to work with this person, and I'll try to do that.
Do you have any resounding advice for either like young designers or young people looking to go into the fashion industry?
Yeah. I think that get a fashion business or fashion marketing degree from like a state school. Or a SUNY or a CUNY, definitely recommend. And then after getting your 4-year degree, get your like associates at like Parsons, if it's not like, if your basic degree wasn't in design inherently.
If you want to start a fashion brand.
If you want to start a fashion brand, I definitely think
put the business first.
Put the business first. I think that like it won't be as fun, but like, you know, not everybody is just like party mindset from like the very young age. Like I grew up and I knew that what I wanted to do, and so like partying wasn't inherently like the biggest like chase of mine. So, but going to Parsons, for the entire time, like I don't think that like it was the most effective. I think that if I just did 2 years, which effectively I did because I had COVID through it, I think I would like reflect back and get like a standard like degree, and then pursue like continuing like further education to like get me the job. But also that's what a lot of people do in the industry. And like
true.
Like I know multiple like people who are like head designers, and that's what they did, and so obviously like they did something right.
Yeah. But too bad you just had to take the path you took, and now you just unlocked this genius designer inside of yourself that you just have to live with.
You know, it's not fun being a genius.
It's a burden.
It's a burden. You know how many times I'm like, why can't I be nice? I'm like, why am I judging everybody's clothes?
Renee, love you so much. This was the end of our convo. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
This was so much fun.
Oh my God.
You're such a genius.
Oh my God, don't
You're
even say
perfect.
that.
Okay,
you.
bye.
Love you. Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of What's the Stitch podcast. I hope you will check out Renee's work at Bitch Jeans on Instagram. This is actually an edited version, and if you are desperate for more Azealia Banks stories or Project Runway gossip where we dive into our thoughts about certain specific contestants, you can subscribe to the Isaboko Substack for the full-length episode. Or if you just want to support this work, you can also check out my brand at isaboko.com. We have 6 more episodes coming out this season with more drama, more insights into the emerging fashion creative world. And here's a sneak peek of the next episode.
I feel very much at the beginning of like a lot of what I'm doing, like especially just like in terms of like my visual language,
and
like
the
my
world
process,
you're building,
and the world I'm building, and just the skills that I want to like master. I feel like very, very green.
So what's the stitch?